Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. The title: Time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. Every second, you're getting older. And I would hope each day you're getting wiser. But this thing called time, it never stops. Doesn't matter how young, how old you are, time never stops. It keeps moving at a particular pace. 60 seconds makes up a minute. 60 minutes makes up an hour. 24 hours makes up a day. And 7 days makes up a week. About 30 to 31 days makes up a month. And 12 months makes up a year. How much of that time are you using wisely? How much of that time are you wasting? I can attest that I've wasted a whole lot of time in my life. And looking back on it, I really hate it. Because time is one of the only things you can't get back in this life. Yeah, when you think about it, yeah. Time is the only thing that you cannot get back. You can get some money back. You can earn some money back. You can win some money back. You know what I mean? You can make up for that loss. But time, bro. I don't think we understand how valuable our time is. The majority of people, we spend our time seeking pleasure and enjoyment, and we turn our face up at opportunities to improve ourselves. Usually we feel like we're good. We don't need to spend time improving. I'm all right. I'm not worried about nothing. You know, that may be the sentiment, but this time thing, man, you cannot get it back. And I can't stress it enough how important it is to use your time wisely. If you think about it, I'm not really sure, but I think the average age of life is about 70 something years old, meaning we probably live to be about 70 something years old. You know what I mean? We probably can live a little longer, if we're healthier and all that, but more often than not, 70 years is a long life. It's a good long life. And I'm only 40 years away from that. Middle-aged, I don't think I'm middle-aged. I think that's about 50 years old. Because some people do live to be 100 or older. But when you look at it, right, in the latter portion of your life, you done already used up basically most of your time. The rest of your days is just spent here just chilling, enjoying life the best way you can. So you got to do most things while you're still young, full of energy, vibrant, invigorated. You know what I mean? You gotta do most of your work throughout your life when you're young. Because when you get old, you don't have the energy nor the time to do, well, you might have the time, but you don't have the energy or the wherewithal to do the things that you used to do. You gotta do it now. Or you gotta do it like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because time waits for no one. You can try and wait for the perfect moment or the perfect time to do something. But the perfect time is always right now. The video I made yesterday, do it today, I was trying to explain that point. Why you should do it today and not wait for tomorrow. But that's just what it is. It's time. No one can tell you how to use your time. No one can tell you what to do with your time. Unless you're on someone else's time, like you're on the clock, or you know what I mean, you're going somewhere to an event or something. But ultimately, you gotta understand the value of time. If you don't understand the value of time, then all you're gonna do is just waste it. All you're gonna do is just waste it. Let's try not to waste our time. Focus front and realize what's the best thing to do with your time. It may be to study. It may be to work. It may be to save your money. Sometimes you may want to forego going out on a trip or going out to hang out so you can save some money. You know what I mean? The saving of money, I think, is the idealistic way to use your time wisely, because you're always going to need money. Money's always going to be moving. You know what I mean? And if you can keep your money from moving out of your hands, I say you're making great time. But even though time and money are two different things, they equate. You know what I mean? It takes time to make money, and sometimes it takes money to make money. But you see how I didn't say it takes money to make time, because that's not possible. It's not possible. Time is its own thing. If we didn't have to work, we'd have all the time in the world. But unfortunately, we do have to work if we want to earn a living and contribute to this system that we live in. You gotta work. But if you don't work, you still gotta contribute to society. YouTubers, they're doing you a service by bringing content to you. That's how they use their time. And their time equates to success or money when enough people deem that their service is needed or useful. That's what we have to do with our time. We got to find something better to do with our time. The people who made YouTube channels, they took time out of their life to build that thing. And that's the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I had recently lost my job, I have a lot more time on my hands. And it's making me understand the value of time more than I ever have before. You know, the first day, it seemed like the day dragged on. But as time goes on, these days are rolling faster and faster. I'm getting used to not having a job. I want a job, don't get it wrong, but I'm getting more and more used to the days just basically flashbanging out of existence. They go so fast. And you really realize, you know, when I did that little comparison of how much time we have and how many hours in the day, how many minutes in, you know what I mean? How many minutes in an hour and all that stuff I did. You can clearly see that we don't have much time. If you're not really good at math, just know that there's only 24 hours in a day. And you sleeping for at least like 6 to 8 of them. You're working for another 8, and then the other 8 is there to relax. But if you really want to make something happen, you got to use some of that other 8 to work and to progress on your dreams and goals. Because that's the only time you get, especially if you got a job. You got to make it happen. You got to make it work. But I can't really stress the importance of how important time is unless you're getting it. You already had an idea of how important time is. It's probably why you clicked on the video. But above all else, Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Make use of it the best way you know how. I can't really stress it enough. Except, please, don't waste it. With that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, y'all. Class dismissed.